There is a clock running right now, quietly, in the background. And most people will not find out it exists until after it has already cost them thousands of dollars. Not thousands of dollars they spent, thousands of dollars they were owed by the government that they will never get back. Most people assume that when Social Security owes you money, it owes you that money, that it will be there whenever you get around to claiming it. You earned it. It is yours. It is not going anywhere. That is not how this works. And that gap between what people believe and how the system actually functions is costing real people real money right now, today, while you watch this video. My name is Mark. Today, I am going to show you the actual deadline buried inside federal law that almost nobody knows exists, exactly who it is affecting right now in 2026, and precisely what you need to do this week, not next month, this week, to make sure you are not the next person who finds out about this rule too late. Stay with me all the way through, because the section on surviving spouses is the one almost nobody is covering, and it may be the most expensive part of this for the people it affects. If you are not subscribed yet, hit that button and turn on the bell right now. This is exactly the kind of rule change the government does not send a personal letter about. That is what this channel is here for. Now, let's get into it. Here is the rule at the center of everything I am about to tell you. Social Security does not automatically pay you back to the moment you became eligible. It pays you back based on the date you actually apply. And the law puts a hard limit on how far back that catch-up payment can go. For most retirement and survivor claims, that limit is 6 months. Not 6 months from when you turn 65. Not 6 months from when you stopped working. 6 months from the date you file your application or formally contact Social Security. Here is what that means in real terms. Let's say you reached your full retirement age a year ago. For whatever reason, you did not know, you were dealing with a family situation, life got in the way. You never filed. The day you finally call, Social Security does not hand you a check covering that full year you missed. They hand you at most 6 months of it. The other 6 months are gone. Permanently. There is no appeal that brings them back. There is no exception for not knowing the rule existed. And here is the second part that almost nobody understands until it is too late. If you take those 6 catch-up months, your monthly benefit going forward gets recalculated as if you had filed 6 months earlier than you actually did. That means a permanently smaller monthly check for the rest of your life, every single month, in exchange for that one lump sum payment. This is not a program you forgot to sign up for. This is a clock that started running the moment you became eligible. Quietly, whether you knew about it or not.
Now, here is where things get particularly important right now in 2026. When the Social Security Fairness Act was signed into law in January 2025, it restored benefits to millions of teachers, police officers, firefighters, and government workers who had been shortchanged for decades by 2 rules, the windfall elimination provision and the government pension offset. Congress designed that law to pay people back all the way to January 2024, 13 months of catch-up money. But here is what has been happening since then. People who called Social Security after the law passed, people who had never applied before, started being told by some offices that their catch-up payment was limited to just 6 months from the date they called, not 13 months, 6. The old 6-month rule was still sitting there underneath the new law, and nobody told them. This has gotten serious enough that a group of senators from both political parties, Susan Collins, Bill Cassidy, John Cornyn, and John Fetterman, sent a formal letter to the Social Security Administration demanding they fix it and pay people the full amount Congress intended. As of right now, in 2026, that dispute is still unresolved for some people. The people who called early got more money. The people who waited, for whatever reason, got less. Same law, same eligibility, different timing, different outcome.
Let me tell you about Charles. Charles reached his full retirement age back in 2022. He kept working. He figured he would get to the Social Security paperwork eventually. Then in January 2025, he heard about the new Fairness Act. He picked up the phone on February 14th and had his phone interview with Social Security. A few weeks later, a deposit landed in his account. 6 months of retroactive benefits, July 2024 through January 2025. Here is what Charles did not know when that money arrived. The law was supposed to cover him back to January 2024. Not 6 months, 13 months. Nobody told him that on the call. He was simply told catch-up payments are limited to 6 months. So that is what he accepted. 6 months, not 13. The difference between those two numbers at his benefit amount was thousands of dollars. Money he was legally entitled to. Money that is now gone. Not because he did anything wrong, but because of when he picked up the phone and what he knew to ask. Charles is not alone. This is happening to people right now.
Now let me be specific about who this affects, because the clock looks different depending on where you are. If you have already reached your full retirement age and have not yet filed for your own retirement benefit, every month you wait is another month sliding permanently out of that 6-month window. If you are 18 months past your full retirement age right now, 12 of those months are already gone. Every additional month you wait, another one disappears. If you are a surviving spouse, meaning your husband or wife has passed away, and you have not yet applied for survivor benefits, the same 6-month limit generally applies to you. If your spouse passed away more than 6 months ago, and you have not contacted Social Security, you may have already laced ground that cannot be recovered. If you are a former teacher, police officer, firefighter, or government worker who never applied for Social Security spousal or survivor benefits because you were told the old rules meant you would get nothing, this is the group with the most urgency right now. Those old rules are gone, but the law did not automatically send you a check. You have to apply, and the date you apply determines how much of that catch-up money you actually receive. The senator's letter exists precisely because some people are getting the full amount and others are not, and the difference often comes down to when they called and what they knew to say. If you are still deciding when to file and have not reached full retirement age yet, you do not have this specific problem yet. But understand how it works now before you get there, so you are not finding out about it a year too late.
Here is your action plan. And the urgency here is real, not manufactured. Step 1. Find out your full retirement age if you do not know it. Log into your account at ssa.gov and check your Social Security statement. It will tell you exactly. Step 2. If you have already passed your full retirement age and have not filed, call Social Security today at 1-800-772-1213 or apply online at ssa.gov. Not next month. Every 30 days that passes is 30 more days of permanently lost catch-up money sliding out of that 6-month window. Step 3. If you are a widow, widower, or surviving divorced spouse and have not applied for survivor benefits, make that same call today. Ask specifically, write this down. Ask them, what is my retroactive eligibility and how far back does it go from today's date? Make them answer that question directly. Do not assume the representative will volunteer the maximum amount you are owed on their own. Step 4. If you are a public sector retiree affected by the old windfall or government pension offset rules and you never applied for spousal or survivor benefits, call and specifically say the words Social Security Fairness Act. Ask whether your catch-up payment is being calculated back to January 2024 or limited to 6 months from your call date. If you are told 6 months and you believe you should be getting more, ask for that decision in writing.
Consider contacting your congressional representative's office, because this is an active and ongoing dispute with senators on record pushing for the full amount. Step 5. Understand the trade-off before you decide. Taking the maximum catch-up lump sum permanently lowers your monthly check going forward because it treats you as if you had filed earlier. For some people who need the money now, that trade is worth it. For others, it is not. But this is not a decision you can afford to keep postponing because the window is shrinking every month regardless of what you decide.
Charles found out about the 6-month rule after it had already cost him money, not because the rule is a secret. It is published, public, and has been federal law for years. What was missing was not the information. What was missing was someone sitting him down and explaining what it meant for his specific situation before the window closed, instead of after. If you are past your full retirement age and have not filed, or if you are a surviving spouse who has not applied, the clock on your catch-up eligibility is running right now, today, while you finish watching this video. Make the call this week. If this video helped you understand something that could affect your check, share it with someone you know who may be in exactly this position. This is the kind of information that has a real ticking cost attached to it, and most people only learn that after the deadline has already passed. Subscribe, turn on the bell, and I will see you in the next one.